the London session for 25th of February 2025. And before we get started with the currencies, let's touch base with Bitcoin. We got stopped out there as well. So the crypto market is on fire, but on the other side actually. Uh, 89 was the stop, and it has print just around the 88, mid 8800s. We'll have to re-evaluate what it is, what the counts are saying, because I don't think that the triangle valid anymore. It could still be valid if it is wave A, B, uh, C, D, and E, but it can never go below A. All right, so it's going to be a bit difficult for us to consider this as a running triangle, or it could be something else. We'll have to re-evaluate what the situation is for the bitcoins. It's better to step aside for a while and take some breather, and we'll come back when more clarification or more clarity is there on the wave structure. It's quite possible that maybe wave 4 completed, wave 5 minute also completed around 109, and that could be wave 5 as well. All right, and as the equity markets are tanking, it could also be possible that the crypto market is also beginning to cut loose on the south side now. So this structure needs to be reevaluated, and then we'll have to reposition ourselves. But the triangle is ruled out for now, because prices cannot go above or below wave A of the triangle. So, all right, so one more possibility which I am seeing right now on the chart is, let me bring up the hourly, or let's zoom in a bit here. Remember, at least a couple of weeks back, where we were not trading Bitcoin, but just sending a generous warning as to what could be the possible outlook. It could be a lower degree wave 1, lower degree wave 2, 3, 4, and 5. That remains a remote possibility, and I cannot completely rule it out right now. We'll just have to change it as a, say it's a minute degree, or it could be the minute one as well. We are on a 4-hour chart. So let's remove these boundaries for a triangle. Could be wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, a potential leading triangle in the making. And if you look at the Fibonacci extension, 88,497 was projected target, and it has just printed around the 87,800. So that could be the case in and if this is the case, then we are done from buying Bitcoin, and we actually have to look for a place where we can enter selling Bitcoin or any other coin right now. All right, so if the Bitcoin is changing tracks, then we'll have to just be a bit careful on the long side, and we'll have to just wait for price action to pull back, maybe in a corrective wave, possibly back towards the 99,000. We don't want to buy that rally if at all it is materializing, but we will actually look to sell that rally. So here's the case. All right. Remember, I categorically remember a few weeks back, a couple of weeks back, when we were vouching that particular potential wave one, expanded flat wave two, wave three, sharper wave four, and wave four, and this is wave five. It is quite possible now. All right. So we leave the chart with what we've done right now. We'll wait for the price action confirmation. Wait for a pullback actually back towards at least 96,000, and then position ourselves on the short side. That looks more logical from this point onwards. All right. Let's check on the RSI as well. The RSI is way below 30, and that is one good sign of turnaround. But that should not be the case on the daily chart. Of course, it's already 30, so we have to be careful now. Let's have a quick look at what Solana has done. Should have tanked. That's a huge one, and what we see now on the Solana is also on the same lines as Bitcoin. So I think, okay, we've got hit both sides, but that happens in trading when specifically the markets are turning. But once we identify what is happening, it becomes our duty to play accordingly. So I will now focus on a corrective rally. Uh, let's find out. The extensions have been met. I think so. There you are. 61.8% extension has almost been met. 132.37. So there we can expect a corrective wave as we at least towards wave 4 of one lesser degree, which is again about 200 and about the 200 mark. So it's going to be a situation. It's going to be a catch-22 situation for us, whether we should go aggressively long for that 200 mark, or we should wait for the counter trend rally to materialize and then go short again. But tell you what, it's okay for us to remain on the sidelines at least for a couple of more sessions, evaluate what what is going on in the market. We don't have an impulse rally, at least for now. I don't see any impulse wave higher, so there is no need to rush. Let's prepare and let's wait on the sidelines for a while, and there's nothing wrong in doing it. All right. Okay. The divergence scenario is not great, but it's not too bad as well. Let's check what the hourly chart is suggesting on the RSI front. Yes, there is a bit of bullish divergence being seen. That looks like a diagonal structure to me. At least a push above 143 and a pullback may trigger some more bullish action. But tell you what, I think the charts are now telling us a story that coins are turning out to be a sell-on rallies case. Could possibly be turning. See, because if the risk assets are all turning around, we can fairly correlate with the stock markets, because let me bring up the the Dow Jones here, since we are talking about the risk assets. If you look at the Dow Jones, okay, it's only fair to expect sideways right now with the futures, and a sideways activity is meant for such things. But if you bring it down the hourly chart, I can draw our next target for the Dow Jones If that is wave 1, 2, 3, sideways activity wave 4, maybe the fifth wave terminates somewhere here. So the sideways activity goes around the 42. So 42,000 mark would be the first target or the next target. So if the risk assets are projected to tank, and that's what we firmly believe, 42,000 on the next front, and we are already projected towards the 37,000 on the larger time frame. On the stock markets or the indices, we can see a pullback in bitcoins and solanas and other coins as well. But those rallies are not supposedly going to be towards a new high, because tell you what, if this is the story on the risk assets generally, then that should be replicated across the board. All right, and coins might be just around the turn that we have been looking for quite a while now, because now the only interesting fact is equities are tanking, coins are tanking, uh, gold is hovering sideways, so it should be, I mean, it should be a matter of time before it starts tanking down lower as well. And the interesting portion, which we have already been trading since 13th of January, is that, okay, so before we do that, before we come to that point, the Dow Jones next target is around 43,000, so we can take some around. If you want to take some short-term profits, we'll book. Watch out for the portal signal, or maybe we can just hang on with that 43,000 mark. Wait for the corrective rally to end, and we'll add position out thereafter. All right. So the Dow Jones is good to sell on rallies, and even the Nasdaq should be on the same side. Nasdaq is already tanking 21,352 now, and this is the spot market, all right. So just don't judge it right now so early. But that's a neat little impulse. I mean, it's so wonderful to see that impulse drop. It's wave one, wave two, wave three. This guy is going to go some sideways, all right. Wave four and then wave five. So we are possibly going lower towards if if an expanded flat is carved, a hypothetical wave four up there, it's going towards 21,000 down there. All right. So Nasdaq is also a good case to be sold on rallies. We are already on the short side, but I think we picked up the Nasdaq mini futures and sold yesterday. There you are. So the Nasdaq mini futures already down actually towards the 21,300 mark, but it's a futures market, so it's going to be a slightly different in terms of time. All right. So now let's come to the basic interesting point that I wanted to discuss. If most risk assets are tanking, gold should not be far away. Let's pick up gold now. So, four instruments which we have analyzed. Uh, Bitcoin and Solana, we've got to stay in the sidelines. We got to find out a place to sell on rallies. Dow Jones and Nasdaq, we should be in a position to take some short-term profits soon. Gold, one of the risk assets, or the safe havens, I would say, is hovering around the sidelines, uh, which, if the risk assets are tanking there should be a boost fundamentally towards gold, which is not actually happening. And on the other side, the dollar index is also supposedly on the downside. So it's going to be like all sell except euros and pound, which is again a risk asset. So it's going to be a great combination this time around if the wave counts that we've done in the euros and pounds and the dollar index turn out to be correct. It's going to be very interesting. A very unlikely scenario, but a very interesting one. All right, so let's understand what gold is doing. Again, metal is digging on the sidelines. We are not able to see a break below 29 significantly. We are not able to see a break below 29.21, and that is what is really adding to the confusion as to gold has still got some upside left. And that's the reason why I'm keep saying all the time that aggressive traders who have already committed on the short side may want to remain on the short side with a stop around 59.50 without changing or adjusting the stop. But those who are wanting to enter, I mean, buying at this high level of price is certainly not advisable because the RSI is okay. The RSI is hovering around the 40 mark, but even if there is a new high, it would be on a minimum side. All right, so that's not really advisable to go and take a long call in gold. But we'll have to wait and watch because prices are not tanking below 29.16 in any case. So either we need to see a price break below 29.19, which can trigger more sell-off towards the 28.75, or we'll have to just wait and watch as to what high the market is printing to complete potential minute degree wave 3. Remember, we have changed the course in gold with a possible minute degree wave 3 ending. Where's the minute degree wave 3? So here it is. Potential minute wave 3 ending, and we are now looking for a minute wave 4 to cut loose on the south side. All right, so it's a wait and watch most of the instruments except 3 of them. Let's take it one by one now. So the first one where we are absolutely confident about the trend is the Euro USD, and the trend is on the long side, sir. And here's the 4-hour structure for Euro. If you look at the 4-hour structure, we've got the first impulse wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, followed by a corrective drop A, B, and C. And now what we are seeing is either the third wave is progressing higher towards 1.0750, and it would directly rally from here itself, or it would just produce a corrective wave, bottom out somewhere around the 1.0350, and then continue higher from here around 1.0752. Right? So trading point of view, if we suggest what to do in euro, just wait for partial longs are already taken around this price. Maybe have some more room to buy around 1.0350, 1.032050 range, and then take it further towards 1.0750 with a stop around 1.0200. All right. And the dollar index now. So we've got wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Impulse lower, followed by A, B, and C. The corrective wave ABC. Probably the third wave is underway. Now, within the third wave, we might have got the first wave of the third wave. There might be some pullback, but we don't want to speculate how much. Uh, the resistance zone begins from 750 and extends through the 10750 and extends through 108. So that area should be adding more short positions, uh, maybe partial now and remaining 10750, 108 zone. Right. The stop loss would go around 109.85. Right. So remain the short side. This is the irony now, where dollar index is turning on the south side, Dow Jones and Nasdaq also turning on the south side. Uh, Possibly the coins are also turning on the south side. I mean, and this has not been seen generally, but this time it's going to be very interesting how the price action is going to shape up. And the final instrument that we would like to touch base on is the GBP USD. Look at that retracement. It's so shallow. I think it's waiting for some kind of fundamental trigger to produce a much deeper correction, or it's wanting to rally and break out higher from here itself. 1.28 is the next target. All right, so the first impulse that is on the higher side is already in place. The corrective wave ABC already in place. The third wave, within the third wave is kind of extending. Wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, and wave 5. All right, so that's the story. And Bitcoin longs could be distributed around the partial now and remaining around the 24, 50, 60 zone, 2500 zone, and remaining around 24 50, 60 zone with a stop loss around 1.2250. Please don't let your stop loss anywhere higher than 2250, because that is the wave 2 termination. Putting it anywhere higher will be risking to get triggered. All right, we need to stay above. We need to give some room, some space to breathe for the markets for a retracement, and then turn higher again. All right. So those are all the stories. We'll be adding more around the New York session, the SPX 500, and at least SPX 500 for now. All right. So let's bring the current one to a pause. And once again, thank you for tuning in. And until the next one, as always, please do take care and God bless. Goodbye.